Again, it was mentioned earlier already. So right now, POW is based on hash functions. Okay? And some of you probably heard about also POS, called proof of stake. Personally, I don't like POS. The reason is very simple. For me, if you use POS, if somebody has controlled the system, they can do anything they want easily without cost. But in the case of POW, yes, you can perform 51% attack, but it's not cheap. You still have to consume the hardware, you still have to consume the electricity, even you want to do something bad. Even you have whatever power you have to do that. Okay? However, the current situation is a little bit different. And there's a company called Bitmain. Okay? They specialize hardware implementation of this POW. Okay? And so here I want to give you some general description of the power of implementation. Okay? So if you run CPU of the POW, the Bitcoin POW, and if you use instead of using CPU, you use a GPU, you can improve the speed about 5,000 times. And then if you do ASIC, you improve further 5,000 times. So what does it mean? It means it does not make any sense to use CPU or GPU to Bitcoin mines. The only way to do it is buy their machine. So essentially, they have a monopoly on the system. So some people believe that Bitcoin is not really decentralized because of a situation like that. So the question I asked myself at the time to design the system is, can we do something better? Which means I would like to do something called ASIC resistant. Okay, I would like to reduce, not eliminate, reduce the ASIC power. So my suggestion is very simple. I would like to replace the existing POW of Bitcoin with a new multivariate quadratic equation whose coefficients are randomly generated using hash functions coming from the block. And then whoever can find the solution gets the point. So that's it. Okay? You would ask me, why is this better? Number one, solving a random quadratic multivariate equation is an NP-hard problem. So usually I don't assume, we don't expect anybody to do better. Of course, Grover's algorithm still can do things, but for the moment, let's not worry about that. And since these are multivariate quadratics over GF2, they are super simple. You only have additions or multiplications. Implementation is super easy. Anybody can do it. Okay? And not too much advantage, I believe, can be achieved if you only, do ASIC. I don't see much space to improve. Okay, of course, I believe you will have, probably if you do ASIC implementation, you probably will be 5-10 times faster, but I doubt very much. Okay, and the one more thing, good thing I like about it is that we have a very interesting flexibility, which means we can alter the system a little bit and make your machine probably less useful. Okay, and one more thing also Vlad mentioned earlier is, so I was thinking, can we do something positive coming from POW? Before you just hash function, hash. What's the result? Nothing. So here I think one good thing for this is that we should stimulate development of finding better implementation, better algorithms to solve quadratic equations. I mean, if you ask me why it's important, yes, it's very important because there exists something called algebraic attacks on all existing crypto systems. If we improve that, it will affect the security parameters chosen for our systems. And this is a very fundamental mathematical problem as well. So I hope you use this to stimulate development of developing algorithms, developing implementations to solve multivariate quadratic equations. Okay? So in terms of detail, how the design is actually very simple. So you have a block, and then you hash it, and you keep hashing it, you get those coefficients, and you use them to build a set of new quadratic equations. Okay, so what does it mean? It means this quadratic equation is actually attached to the block you generate. Okay, and then one more interesting question you should ask is, how do you guarantee a solution? No, I cannot guarantee. Okay, so what we do is, this system equation is an overdefined system, okay, which means there are more variables than equations. And we have you can use a mathematist to exactly calculate or estimate the probability you have at least one solution. Okay? And since it's a decentralized system, everybody builds their own system actually. We do not solve exactly the same system. Everybody builds their own system, therefore, probability speaking, we can estimate very accurately how it will work. So we should have no problem. Okay, so this is also very interesting. I think, from my perspective, I think this is a very interesting mathematical question. We should all look into it, how to develop a good POW. Okay? Yeah, I like it very much. Of course, I have my own motivation because I study multivariate public key crypto systems, so I'm very familiar with the area, so I realize this is very good. Okay, so we did the implementations already, and currently what we use is actually a GPU program to do this. Okay, so if you want to do mining, you have to have Linux system, you have to have NVIDIA processors. This is a program we wrote. But anybody, since it's a decentralized system, anybody can participate. If you have a very efficient algorithms and implementation to solve the system, you can do the mining very fast, very efficiently. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so this is about the POW. I think this is a very interesting topic, and we will keep working on this. Okay, and